with their longbows, they're actually going to be able to deal quite well against anything that you're going to be able to make with that fast castle edge. And here we go. B immediately going for their boar with his villagers, with the English. And yeah, it's going to be a great food source for him right from the get-go.
And that's a big value opportunity removed from the map instantly for Beasty. And now, folks, remember, when you're in the situation, you're going to have this Barbican. There's no great play now make, right? Originally, it would have been sent to get some resources. You're not going to try to cheese your opponent by rushing their base, because you mentioned already, those short bows will make it impossible, and there'll be plenty of them at home by the time you arrive.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty much impossible for BC to get a good Barbican there in the middle. He's going to have to think about how he wants to play as, what resources he wants to protect. And I think he actually has a really decent map spawn here for when it comes to resource that he wants to protect. I think if he drops a Barbican next to that like really large gold there, he could protect his sheep. He can protect his deer mostly. And the rest he could probably just protect with a couple of palisade walls.
Absolutely. That's what I was just thinking. When you look at the back, like he got both the gold and the stone condensed at the back with small wood lines. So you could just make baby palisades. And as we know, the English don't tend to torch very well early on, right? As you mentioned, those Longbows come out. That's not a unit that's going to break through walls anytime soon.
Exactly. So usually we then see English mixing in a couple of spearmen. Oh. Scout not going down there, but B is going to be... Oh, maybe. Maybe. They're going to see each other.
Hey, honey. Get out of my neighborhood. Ooh, wait. No, he's got off.
He's going to... Oh.
What?
He goes down.
Oh, my God. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Season 5's new feature, Modern Warfare 2's Commando Pro perk. You're welcome. What the bloody hell was that?
Yeah, that definitely reminds me of that perk. Man, he teleported, or rather the knife teleported itself over, stabbing that scout in the back. It's a little thing there where sometimes the attack animation, it takes a little while longer, but it's still been connected. Now we see a council hall in the middle of the map, and I mean, it makes sense. B just lost his scout. He needs vision. He's desperate for vision now.
You know, actually, I'm going to quickly go back to it. I know what it is. Remember, because Crackedy, we're meant to be Beasty fanboys. So, what happened is Beasty's scout was imbued with the powers of the gods. And what he done is he done a wind slash attack. That's coming in Season 6, Crackedy. We're getting the 4 elements. Just a little preview for you guys.
Interesting. So yeah, monsters for now. Elements gonna be next.
Yeah. We're gonna have people. So you know, like people have to quick wall. Not in the future, son. It's gonna be Earth Wall. It's just gonna summon from the ground.
Gonna have the Avatar expansion DLC coming for Age of Empires 4, and now we see Barbican exactly in the spot where we alluded to it potentially going up earlier. So it's gonna be protecting gold, gonna be protecting stone, deer potentially as well, and all the berries and sheep. Looking really, really nice here. That Barbican's... Man, you can't really ask for a better Barbican unless there was a wood line right next to there.
Yeah, that is one issue I see here, Crackedy. Is like wood is a vital ingredient in practically any eco, and you are up against the English with Longbows. So that might be a weak point for BC to worry about, but realistically, there wasn't a much better choice for him than this, right?
Yeah, it's actually going to be a very weak point here for him because he doesn't have any villagers on wood right now. He doesn't even have a lumber camp yet. He's not going to be able to like get a production building out anytime soon here.
Oh, wow, you're right. And I think, has he taken one straggler tree? I believe so. Yeah, he's chopped one down, right? So he's got 300 wood. That I wouldn't even argue that's safe. With the Longbow range, you'll still get hit.
Exactly. So this could be really, really dangerous for him. He's going for that really fast song timing here.
So is he? This is interesting. Like, what do you think the plan is here, right? Because we know that in enough numbers, I feel like Chuginu can do damage to Longbows. But I think you'd agree, like in smaller numbers, like under 10, Chuginu tend to get rinsed because they can't reach.
It's the thing that Longbows have 2.5 more tiles range, so they're always going to be the ones to take shots first. And yeah, it's going to be really, really tough here for Beasty, also with the attack speed aura. And now we see it B immediately on those villagers trying to get wood right now. And Beasty desperately needs that wood in order for a lumber camp. Is going to have that for a lumber camp now, but aside from the lumber camp, it feels like he's also going to need an outpost just to somewhere secure that wood income.
It's actually crazy to think how important that detail of the scout loss was. Like, you can see this scout is now wasting a lot of the initial Longbow's time. Imagine if B still had his up. Beasty wouldn't even be able to attempt this without losing.
Yeah, exactly. And B, he also had to make some spearmen just because there's not even a production building out right now for Beasty, but B had to make spears because of that loss early on. It's ranged, man.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be like safe wood, right?
Yeah. It's a little Robbie,
Oh,
right? Oh, no. This, come on. I dare you to surround the spearman there. I really dare you. He realizes it's a bad idea. Oh, Beasty, this is... I mean, and the thing is they now have full access. We highlighted with the Barbican not being here. You have nowhere safe to get wood. He's now trying to get another palisade wall up. But if the Longbow just moves, he needs to move quick.
Oh, not getting there.
Just about too
Still,
late.
villagers are getting really low right now, HP-wise, and now it looks like Beasty created a little pocket here for himself. Another villager goes down in order to get some wood access, gets an outpost up, but that outpost means that there's not going to be a stable or anything, any production buildings for him right now. And he's going out on the map, but he has his council hall in the middle. It's going to be really easy for him to send units over there.
This is without wheelbarrow, folks. Beasty's making that move with no ability to quickly retreat if he's in the wrong place.
Is he going for a second? No, okay, never mind. It's just going to be in placement. For a second, I was like, wait, is he actually greeting for that now? For a second, he's like,
no, the taxman! Death to taxes.
This is horrible for Beasty right now.
Well, he's got the Imperial Academy, but it's still a pricey unit to replace. I mean, it could have been worse, but it could have been much worse. And you can already see the second group of Longbows are in place. You know, he's moving around the back here. He's going to have scout vision on the forward side, and then he can use these Longbows to pick away at the villages.
No. Yeah, exactly. This is kind of the thing with like these pockets, with these wood pockets here on this map, and that means that this wood line is going to be exposed here in just a little bit, and there we go. Longbow is going to be making its way to the other side.
Get the taxman. Death to taxes. He could reach, actually.
He could, and it's so, man, just always looking at the longbowman range, it feels dirty.
It really does. You know, it's like you can't, you know, like we're doing another Call of Duty metaphor. You just thought that on the biggest map possible, you're like, we're going to run SMGs, and someone's got a Barrett 50 cal. It's not fair.
What was the name of that one shotgun that had, like, the imagined range of, like, a sniper rifle?
Oh, like the model 1887.
I think there was one that
with the akimbo dual wield, and you just clicked a button and everything died in that direction. Yeah, that's pretty much Longbows. You're right. They're kind of ridiculous.
All right, Beasty. He does have a production building now. He's gonna be making archers here instead of Shigunu. I mean, it makes sense. Archers are at least a little bit faster. He's gonna be a little bit more mobile. He's gonna be able to pick his fights right now. And it's going to be tough for him to like get a good gold economy going as well. He lost an Imperial official early on, and he's going to need gold for Shigunu. And it's always going to be the question if he can have stable gold access. Oh, Longbow potentially going down. It doesn't go down, but very low HP now. And yeah, that wood line is pretty much secured right now. But behind that, Beasty's economy is not looking the greatest. Now, he did manage to catch back up with villagers because of the Song Dynasty. Still not a great position to be in right now for him, and at least Beasty's going to be able to finally finish off that palisade wall, and once that palisade wall is finished, he can finally start thinking about just cleaning up the remaining units that are in the back and hiding behind his wood line.
Does it feel maybe like B could have just sent all the reinforcements to the north side, right? Because we mentioned having vision and then poking them from the other side of the wood line. Was it necessary for him to keep his army near the center as opposed to sending them where we just saw that spearman die? Because he's got a lot of Longbos.
I think he just wants to group them and then go for like that one big push all in. And before that, he just wants to cause as much idle time and damage as possible.
He's on the way now. Got bad news for you though, sir. There may be a problem trying to get through there. Might be a problem getting through here as well, B. That's going to be a loss of 3 Longbos and a spearman. Definitely stings. Remember, these Longbos do cost more. And BC should have a stronger eco if he's ever able to reach it.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, but I'm not sure if Beasty's stabilizing here right now. He does have a lot of food right now. Question is, what's he going to do with food? He does have like an archer composition right now. Food would be like something that you would use to go up to the next age, but that's definitely off the table for him right now playing against the English.
Well, if he's heavy on the taxes, he can boldly try. But it would be probably the final move he'd make in this game. It feels like he needs a bigger army, but Beasty seems to disagree. He's holding steady, not really investing in too many more archers or any other aggressive units. Instead, it's going to be another outpost going up. As the Torch Crew is going to be successful, B will be able to make his way in. There's many Longbos. You know, he could whittle away even with the outpost garrisoned.
Yeah, and he does have a couple of men-at-arms there. Not just a couple, 5 men-at-arms actually. So a good tanky unit here in order to soak up the damage from the outpost early on. He is also getting the +1 Pierce armor upgrade right now. Beasty at the same time, he went for another trip, is going to be able to grab that emplacement. And he did grab Siege Engineering. This push is going to be hard for Beasty to stop, and Yeah, it's the timing. It's that crucial timing after all the aggression, and behind that Beasty, he's still macroing towards Castle Age.
You know what the crazy part is, right? Like, if you're looking at this right now, you're like, how does he have a ramp? Like, you look at Beasty's arm, how is he that far ahead? It's not just those small kind of outplays in the early game from B. It's the fact that, as you just mentioned, Beasty is hoarding a crap ton of food. While his people die in the streets, he could at least be giving them a great final supper.
Fight happening now.
Get inside, get inside, get inside.
Oh, there's not enough room for all of them, but Longbow's just jumping out right now.
That's cheeky, by the way. Like, he's basically baiting arrow fire into the rams and then jumping out in between to have the edge.
I think he's also close to the crucial mass of being able to one-shot those archers. Not quite there. He did lose a couple of them now, so it's going to be just a little bit off here, but he is still causing damage. He is causing idle time. It looks like Beasty had to reinvest into units, and now insufficient wood.
Oh boy, we got problems here. Archers, they see an opportunity for a feeding frenzy. Snipe out a few more villages. Remaining archers could easily be cleaned up. The Longbows have the edge here. They also have the undermesh, so B is taking less damage. And not only that, there's a second wave on the way to make sure they strike for the jugular of the Chinese.
And the jugular, indeed, it's been bitten, and Beasty, he's not going to be able to keep up in this game. I mean, that's just the early aggression from the English right there, and being able to put up so much pressure using that range from the Longbowmen to just attack on so many different angles, and outposts just kind of don't feel like they are enough, right? It's just so easy for the Longbows to just run around and attack from a different angle.
Absolutely. And, you know, I think a big detail on this one was the snipe in the early game and the way that B reacted to that, right? When he lost his scout, you mentioned it. He understood how aggressive he needed to be. The Ford Council Hall immediately onto the north side. And the way he flowed back and forth. There were signs of hope for Beasty, right? Especially around the way that the mass of forces in the center gave him an opportunity to wall back in. But as we saw, as we were taken by surprise, B was always one step ahead with that ram timing. Just a clean-cut, quick win, as the English often do get when it comes to